What's up, everybody? Today we're continuing on with our disturbing YouTube video series that I've been doing. If you haven't checked out any of those before, I'll leave a link to the playlist somewhere up above. And yeah, let's just get right on into it. Barbie.avi. Now, Barbie.avi is a creepypasta written about a recorded interview featuring a girl missing an arm. The creepypasta is found in 4 different parts. Now, the story is about someone who, upon finding an abandoned computer, discovers a video titled Barbie. The video shows a woman in a room with a white background being interviewed. However, the audio is distorted and the woman begins to start crying. It then switches to different footage, showing somebody walking from the train tracks to an abandoned house. The viewer decides to go to the location where it was actually filmed at. Now, he locates the house and begins to explore it. After hearing a moan in the house, he dips and he escapes, never returns. And as I mentioned, Barbie.avi is split into 4 parts. These parts are part 1, 2, and 4, with part 3 being missing for unknown reasons. The video shows a woman in a white room being interviewed and the audio is still being distorted. In part 4, it is shown that the woman has a missing arm. In the beginning of this part, text can be found reading BIID. Many people believe that BIID stands for Body Integrity Identity Disorder, a disorder in which those afflicted believe a body part does not belong to them. This may have led to the woman in the video severing her own arm, as many people believed at the time. In 2012, most of the interview was uploaded to the Japanese website Yoku. The video was titled Tammy, leading many people to believe that Tammy was the name of the woman featured in the video. But the person who took the photos of her is actually named Mike Rounds. Mike explains that the woman's name is actually Sharon and she was 22 years old at the time of the interview. He explains that Sharon lost her arm at the age of 16 while working with a washing machine. The machine unfortunately malfunctioned and twisted her arm completely off. Because of this, she retained much of her 16-year-old memory and mentality, leading to a childish disposition. And basically, she's been stuck as almost like a childlike person. She still thinks the same way she thought at 16. You know what I mean? And realistically, I know plenty of people like that. I mean, bro, I'm fucking 27. I still feel like I'm fucking 15, 16 most days, besides, adult responsibilities and bullshit like that. But most of the time, you feel me? I don't know. I guess I don't know how that would feel to still think the exact same way I thought back then, but who knows? Either way, getting your arm twisted off while working on a washing machine sounds fucking horrible, dude. I can't even imagine. I can't even twist my arm too much. So imagine this thing getting twisted till you rip it off like Play-Doh. You just twisting it until it gets pulled off. Oh my god. Sharon, that fucking sucks, bro. Hope you're doing alright. And yeah, moving on to the next one. Pete the Meat Puppet. Pete the Meat Puppet is a music video uploaded to YouTube back on November 28th, 2008 by YouTuber Diesel. The video begins with a title screen for Pete the Meat Puppet. Then the curtains open, revealing a meat puppet, obviously named Pete, then cutting to a butcher who lived all alone and had no husband or kids of her own. Now, the butcher was actually barren. She wasn't able to have kids, which caused her so much grief that she built the little boy out of beef by sewing sausages and short ribs, some loose legs of lamb, and made his face out of bacon and 2 hands out of ham. Then she cradles Pete in her arms and he suckles on her. You already know. And basically this scared her to death. She then tells Pete to be a good boy right before she dies. So Pete takes a walk down the highway and gets a job cleaning out urinals at a fast food chain restaurant. Then Pete becomes a mascot and he gets his face plastered everywhere. He even has kids of his own and a wife. But this didn't last for long. Pete lost his kids and got thrown out by his wife. He was even forced to sell his body for sex and got so hungry that he ended up eating his own leg. So Pete is down fucking horrendous at this point, alright? Had a wife, had the kids, had a job, was a famous mascot. Wife left him, took the kids. Bro, he's literally prostituting himself out, you feel me? And he's starving to death, so he eats his own legs because obviously they're made of meat. Fucking wild shit, alright? The video ends with Pete stating that if you see him, make sure you say hi, as he's trying to find a new meaning of life. Yeah, it is a fucking sad ass tale, bro. Shout out to Pete. Diesel, I don't know where the fuck you came up with that shit, but oh my god, that is some messed up stuff, alright? Val Val Val. Val 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 is an animated short created by British artist and animator Ben Wheel, the same exact guy who made the Henry Eats videos. Now, the short begins with some worm things walking around with weird audio cuts, and it cuts directly to some heavenly music with a gray background and a text that says Val. Then it cuts to some weird guy staring out the window. All right, first character. A guy wearing a red shirt comes in his window and weird looking guy says, "Hello, Facehead." Then the guy at the window says, "What did you call me?" And this kind of persists for a little bit. One calling him Facehead, the other guy saying, "What did you just call me?" Now he says if you call him Facehead one more time, doesn't even get finished with a sentence and he says it one more time. "Hello, Facehead." Now the guy who's panicking screams and some weird guy comes riding in on a horse and he starts making music with his horse. And then he became a monster and weird looking faces say Val. Then it cuts to a black screen for a minute and the video just ends. Like I said, confusing as fuck is not even the beginning to describe it. Yeah, this is one of those videos you just gotta watch, you know what I mean, in its entirety. It's not a long video. Thank God that one was short. We're moving on to the final video for this episode, I guess. Quality Meats. Now, Quality Meats is a 15-second video uploaded to YouTube 15 years ago, back on May 14th, 2009, uploaded by Mike Toff VFX. Now, even though this video is only 15 seconds long, it is definitely a weird watch. This video includes some very creepy video effects. These beings look straight out of Silent Hill, resembling what I would only call as meat monsters. Which, yes, that is exactly what your mother calls me, but not in the same sense. These are some creepy intestine meat-looking monsters taking over an entire grocery store aisle. All this is happening while this unnerving, warped audio track plays in the background. Now, I can't really tell which aisle of the grocery store they're in. It kind of looks like a bunch of canned food, maybe some dog treats in the background. But in the way back, you can just see the giant Quality Meat sign. Other than that, there's really not too much to go on for this video. Like I said, it's only 15 seconds long. I'm kind of just chalking this one up to Mike being experimental with his video effects, especially since this was 15 years ago and CGI wasn't great back then. But it definitely still gives you an uneasy watch. Now, the top comment did make me laugh. At myfool567 says, "Is this what vegetarians see when they're shopping in the meat section?" And yeah, I could definitely see that shit. You know, it's definitely a little weird. Anyways, that's all for this episode. And yeah, if you haven't seen the other episodes, check those out. I'll link them below or I'll link them somewhere here. If you want to see what else I do, I may close preview, just a preview. preworldwide.com. If you want to support, use code GLO15 and it gives you 15% off. You know what I mean? That's just off the strength. And yeah, other than that, love you. Stay safe, stay dangerous, get laid, and I'll see y'all soon. Deuces.